Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we've got an exciting lineup featuring the best team props, total bets, and game props to keep you on the edge of your seat. Whether you're looking for expert insights or the hottest picks, we've got everything you need to make your wagers count. Yes, the battle of the basement dwellers, the Portland Trail Blazers versus the Charlotte Hornets. Two teams sitting comfortably at 13th place in their respective conferences, basically the MVPs of mediocrity. On one side, we've got Portland, fresh off a thrilling eye-roll, 101-79 win against the Magic, where Anthony Simons somehow managed to lead the team with just 21 points. On the other side, we have Charlotte, the team that thinks defense is a suggestion rather than strategy, letting the Grizzlies casually drop 132 points on them. This game is shaping up to be something alright. Let's dive into some prop picks because someone's got to profit from this showdown of struggle. Anthony Simons over 20.5 points. Let's face it, if anyone's scoring on this Trailblazers team, it's Simons. He's dropping 18.2 points per game on the season, and Charlotte's defense is basically Swiss cheese right now, giving up 118.4 points per game in their last 5. Unless Simons forgets how to shoot or trips on his way to the court, he should comfortably hit this over. LaMelo Ball over 6.5 assists. LaMelo is the Hornets' entire offense. He's out there running the show while everyone else just stands around like NPCs. Portland's defense isn't exactly the 2004 Pistons, so expect Ball to rack up assists like it's a casual pickup game. If he doesn't hit this over, we riot. Total points under 220.5. Both teams have offenses that scream meh at best. Portland's putting up 107.9 points per game, 26th in the league, while Charlotte's barely beating them with 107.4, 27th. Add in their snail-paced styles of play and turnover addiction, and you've got all the ingredients for a game that'll make the scoreboard operator yawn. Bet the under and thank me later. Portland Trail Blazers plus points spread. Portland's defense has actually shown a pulse recently, allowing just 96 points per game over their last 3. Meanwhile, the Hornets have been as sturdy as a wet paper towel on defense. If Portland can't cover this spread, they might as well pack in for the season. Hornets over 15.5 turnovers. Watching the Hornets handle the ball is like watching a toddler carry a full glass of milk. It's going to end in a mess. They average 15.9 turnovers per game, and Portland's defense should be able to coax a few more out of them. Easy money here. First half total points under 110.5. Both teams are the kings of a slow start. It'll probably look like a warm-up drill out there in the first half. Expect a lot of missed shots, turnovers, and timeouts while the score stays nice and low. This game might not be a masterpiece, but at least the props make it worth watching, maybe. Strap in for a low-scoring, turnover-heavy display of mediocrity, and let's hope these picks hit because the basketball sure won't be exciting. Alright folks, buckle up because we've got a clash of extremes tonight. The best team in the league versus, well, a team that can't seem to win even if the other squad took a lunch break mid-game. The Cleveland Cavaliers, sitting pretty at 36-7, are rolling into Philly to face a 76ers team so banged up, they might as well be running a pickup game at your local YMCA. With the Cavs firing on all cylinders and the Sixers in full-blown freefall mode, this one's got prop bet heaven written all over it. Let's break it down and cash in on the chaos. Jarrett Allen over 10.5 rebounds. With Philadelphia missing their 2 top interior players, Joel Embiid and Andre Drummond, the 76ers' paint presence is about as strong as wet tissue paper. Allen, who's already averaging 10 boards per game, should dominate the glass against a depleted Sixers frontcourt. Expect him to feast on rebounds all night. Darius Garland over 6.5 assists. Garland is the Cavaliers' playmaker, averaging 6.7 assists per game. Facing a struggling Sixers defense that allows opponents to shoot nearly 49% from the field, Garland should have no trouble creating scoring opportunities for his teammates. Donovan Mitchell over 23.5 points. Mitchell leads Cleveland in scoring and will likely exploit Philadelphia's poor defense. With the Sixers allowing nearly 113 points per game and struggling to contest shots, Mitchell should have an efficient scoring night, easily surpassing this total. Cleveland Cavaliers minus 10 points, spread. Cleveland's dominance against the spread, especially on the road, 14-6 ATS, combined with Philadelphia's abysmal 4-15 ATS record at home, makes this a no-brainer. The Cavs should cover this spread comfortably, especially with the Sixers missing key players. Over 229.5 total points. Cleveland's offense ranks second in the league, averaging 121.7 points per game, and their defensive struggles against the three-point line, 23rd in opponent 3P%, should allow Philadelphia to at least contribute enough to push this game over the total. Cleveland's offensive efficiency and Philadelphia's defensive issues make this pick solid. Tyrese Maxey over 25.5 points. With most of Philadelphia's offense missing in action, Maxey will be tasked with carrying the load. He's averaging 26.4 points per game and should have the green light to fire away all night, even if it's in a losing effort. Cavaliers to win by 11 to 15 points, winning margin prop. Cleveland is expected to dominate, but may not need to completely blow out Philadelphia. A winning margin in 11 to 15 range strikes a balance between the spread and the likelihood of a competitive yet one-sided game. First half, Cleveland Cavaliers minus 6.5 points. Cleveland has been strong out of the gate, while the Sixers tend to struggle early, especially without their core players. Expect the Cavs to establish a solid lead by halftime. These props focus on Cleveland's offensive firepower, Philadelphia's defensive vulnerabilities, and the impact of the 76ers' injuries. It's a Cavs-centric night. Bet accordingly. Well, here we are, the mighty New Orleans Pelicans waddling into Memphis like a group of lost tourists trying to find their way on defense. On the other side, the Memphis Grizzlies, the league's offensive juggernaut, are basically hosting a high-speed track meet where the Pelicans forgot their running shoes. What could possibly go wrong for New Orleans? Zion's chilling on the sidelines. Their defense is leaking like a sieve, and CJ McCollum is out here playing superhero every night just to keep them in games. Meanwhile, Memphis is putting up points like it's an NBA Jam game. He's on fire. Doesn't even begin to describe their vibe. Let's dig into the prop bets, shall we? Because if there's one thing this game guarantees, it's stats. Lots and lots of stats. Desmond Bane over 24.5 points. Oh, you think New Orleans can actually slow down Desmond Bane? That's cute. The man is averaging 24 points like it's a casual stroll through the park, and with the Pelicans' defense, if you can even call it that, Bane might as well be shooting layups during warm-ups. Expect him to torch the perimeter and probably hit a few dagger threes just for fun. Luke Kennard over 3.5 made threes. Kennard hit 7 triples last game. 7. Against the Pelicans, who seem to think closing out on shooters is optional, he's got a green light brighter than a Vegas strip sign. If you're Memphis, why not let him camp out of the arc and chuck threes all night? New Orleans certainly won't stop him. CJ McCollum over 30.5 points. Poor CJ. This man is out here dropping 45 points just to keep the Pelicans from losing by 20. With Zion out, the entire offense is basically give CJ the ball and pray. And considering Memphis' aggressive defense might foul him a few times, he could pad those numbers at the line. Expect a big night from CJ, because he has no choice. Jaren Jackson Jr. over 2.5 blocks. If the Pelicans' game plan is attack the paint despite having no Zion, then Jaren Jackson Jr. is about to have a block party. He's one of the league's top shot blockers, and with New Orleans stumbling into the lane, like it's their first time there, he's going to swat shots into the stands just to make a statement. Grizzlies over 63.5 first-half points. Memphis comes out swinging, and with their pace and offensive efficiency, they'll probably hit 60 before the Pelicans even realize the game started. New Orleans will be too busy trying to figure out who's supposed to guard Bane, Kennard, and the rest of Memphis' high-octane offense. Spoiler alert, no one will. Pelicans under 108.5 points. Let's be honest, the Pelicans are not scoring unless CJ McCollum is doing all the work. Their stagnant offense, combined with Memphis' knack for forcing turnovers, means New Orleans might not even crack triple digits. Memphis could probably put their second unit in and still hold them under 110. Total team rebounds. Grizzlies over 50.5. New Orleans might think they're good at offensive rebounding, but Memphis is about to remind them what domination on the glass looks like. Expect the Grizzlies to grab every rebound in sight. Offensive, defensive, you name it. They might even grab a few for New Orleans just to be nice. Memphis to win the second half, minus 6.5. The Grizzlies are the kings of the second half, and the Pelicans? Let's just say they're more into second half meltdowns. Memphis will probably crank up the tempo, force turnovers, and leave New Orleans gasping for air. Easy cover here. Game totals. Over 241.5 points. Look, defense will not be a thing in this game. Memphis is going to score in the paint, from the perimeter, on the break, and maybe even from the parking lot. Meanwhile, the Pelicans will do just enough to keep things interesting, mostly by running fast breaks and cashing in on garbage time. This one's going way over because neither team seems too concerned about stopping the other. Final thoughts. The Grizzlies are basically throwing a party, and the Pelicans are just there to play DJ. Expect lots of scoring, a ton of chaos, and CJ McCollum walking off the court at the end wondering why he has to do everything himself. Bet the props, enjoy the points, and thank Memphis for making this game remotely watchable.